This is two shy guys a mile high, and we're gonna run it like through.
Certified on the track.
Yo, we are back. This is Two Shot Guys a Mile High, 2CGMH. We are not in the lair today.
Not in the lair.
Where we at, Dub?
We are in the garage gym.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy WB. Come fly with me, but you can't fly for free. Doing something a little bit different today as we're building up to the lead out of my first boxing match. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's your boy P-Wil, Drip Chronicles. We here at 2CGMH alongside my co-hosts, two of my co-hosts, and we got a special guest today. WB's gonna, introduce him a little second, but
absolutely,
my boy Al-Diga.
Al-Diga in the building, the architect, steady building together,
building.
man, and
Yes, sir.
building on the foundation and preparation of what we're trying to do, man, and
Yes.
it takes time. You know,
Yeah.
it takes skill and it takes will. Literally, will.
Hey, WB, get
You know
ready
what
for
I'm
the
saying?
fight.
Try and do something, but I'm gonna introduce somebody who's near to dear in my heart.
Yes, sir.
Somebody who's getting me prepared to go into the ring on
Let's
June
get it.
4th.
Come on.
Somebody who I started training with in October, who's there
Yes.
to encourage me, who's
Oh,
there
yeah.
to uplift me, who's there to give me good wisdom and knowledge, both inside the ring and outside of the ring.
Yes.
And also energy too. Just the way that he just carries himself with his charisma, just with a good, just genuine smile, just a genuine positive vibe, and that's what he's about. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my coach at Garage Gym Fitness, Coach Alvin.
How's everyone doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
Coach Alvin at Garage _boxing _gym. What's
Check
up?
that out for sure.
Literally a boxing gym in the garage, and I love this place.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
let audience may not know about you that much. They might know about us, but just
a little.
Just touch upon like
Okay.
how you even got into the garage, how you got into boxing,
Okay.
and just a little bit more about your background in general.
So, growing up, grew up in Seattle. There's always those outside noise, right? Growing up, just making sure everything's cool. Me and my brother actually started just, messing around. Middle school, high school. It was me and my brother. We watched a lot of boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, everything. But, as far as, the science of boxing, that kind of got me just into it.
Yeah.
Like years ago, I actually just opened this up almost 3 years ago, but I've been always just a huge fan. I always do training, do mid work and whatnot outside here way before I started. And right now I just, teaching, training, coaching, and Will's gonna be ready.
Man, I appreciate that.
He's
We also-
been ready.
Hey, I appreciate that. We also want to shout out that my coach is Filipino, so shout out to him for American, Asian,
Hello.
Pacific Islander.
Yes.
API.
Yes. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat dyan.
I don't know what he said, but it was.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, shout out.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to your community, and hope you all are
Thank you.
enjoying and celebrating
Yes.
this month as well too.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you letting us
Yeah,
come
thank you for
through
having us, for sure.
through the garage and actually
Thank
do
you.
this in the spot, man. It looks like you got a lot of stuff prepared around. It looks
Oh
like you
my
get
gosh,
anybody
yeah.
ready, man.
That's
I
when
see
you know everyone's ready.
Hey,
If you see it clean, it's not ready.
right, for real.
Ain't no work being done if it's clean.
You see sweat on the floor, dry,
Dry
water
blood,
bottle,
sweat, tears.
it's all here.
The blood, sweat, and tears
You
get
know?
dropped on here.
Yes,
Hey, man,
yes.
definitely follow him on Instagram as well. What's the
Yes, yes.
Instagram handle one more time?
It's at garage _boxing _gem GEM.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
for
he's
sure.
a diamond in the rough. You know what I'm saying? He's,
Bing,
and he's
bing,
training
bing.
a diamond. Shout
Yeah.
out to the noobs.
That's you.
So one thing about this as well too is that I see that it's literally a garage. It's a gym. I love it from the fact that it doesn't matter where you are, you can just start something, because we're in here, we see this equipment, and I've seen stuff about going back in the day, the TBT stuff you've been putting on your IG. It didn't always start like this. So can you kind of tell about your journey, about how it got to this a little bit, as well as like what gave you that spark to just start, because I think a lot of our listeners may have a hard time just starting. They be like, I need to have X, Y, and Z in order instead of just starting.
I mean, honestly, when I started almost 3 years ago, believe it was pre-COVID, like literally pre-COVID. I talked to my brother already before that. You know, like I said, I was always a fan of just combat, right? But when I used to just train a couple of guys outside, you know, just outside here, and the passion just came in, right? And teaching and the result that I see and the one that they give me is what I wanted. So when I started seeing that, I'm like, yo, we gotta do this.
Definitely.
So, you know, when I started doing that, you know, I just mainly, I had gloves, wraps, I got the mitt work, you know, pad work. You know, we started doing pads. So when I did that, like I said, I see everybody's just the change, just even mental and physical, the confidence that bring, right? So when I started seeing that, I'm like, dude, you know, let's go beyond what we're doing right now. And obviously we got the garage, you know, people say, you know, for me, you as long as you start somewhere, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, it doesn't have to be at a big company. It doesn't have to be this and that, but this is me. This is mine.
Yeah, a lot of great big companies started in garage.
Exactly, and a lot of the
definitely
coaches that I've talked to also started a garage too. You know, I got my LLC. You know, I got my green certificate for USA amateur boxing.
Okay.
So I can bring people in if they're interested into joining. You know, the gym. You know, and just trying to get that amateur, you know, fight in, let me know. Yeah. You know, we can start from there. And like I said, when me and Will started, you know, he just reached out, and I mean, just his personality, you know, that's when I was like, all right, cool, let's go. Yeah. You know, I always tell people, send me a video. Should I tell them that?
Yeah. Okay. No, you gotta release it.
I told him, like, yo, send me the video.
Yeah.
You know, when you do shadow boxing, I want to see how your movements are, to see if I can, you know, fix it and whatnot, so I know what to already, you know, so what I know what's coming in to prepare him.
Absolutely.
So this dude had socks on, and I think it was in the living room or the kitchen, and had wooden floor. And I'm like, dude, next time, make sure you don't have socks on, because once you do, you start sliding.
Yeah, you sliding.
Right.
You gotta get
and he was like, oh, okay.
And he impressed me about the video too, because I was nervous even like recording the video. I was putting my own mental box in my head. I was like, well, I gotta make sure it's good. I can't be looking small, this, that, and the next. Right. And then I was like, yeah, I got you. But one thing about Coach is like, he's gonna ask you for something, be like, he's gonna follow up, be like, bruh, you're grown. Like, he's not gonna say you're grown. He's like, what's up? He'll say like, where's the video? He definitely holds me accountable.
Absolutely.
So I had to do what I need to do, and I
thank you.
And then from there, he's like, yo, don't do that again, bruh.
And he's always that. And I mean, I'm telling you, from the day we started, you know, we started with footwork. And you know, you can tell when somebody got the flow, right? Somebody got the movement, the hip movement. You know, I guess just the fundamental aspect of it. And I asked him, you know, if he ever played sports before, and he said yes. And I'm like, all right, cool, because the way he was moving, you know, he wasn't stationary, he wasn't, you know, like robotic, right? And for me, I was like, yo, we could work with this,
right.
And I asked him, you know, what is your end goal? You know, one of his end goal is just to get in that ring. And I'm like, yo. Yeah. Right when he said that, give me 100, I'll give you 1,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we started. I mean, if you see him from before, I got videos too. If you see him from before,
we're gonna drop
like,
the video too.
Definitely gonna drop the videos.
Oh my gosh, you can. Yeah, I'll do like a little. You know, like a little before after video kind of real.
It's been good, and you know what I'm saying. My therapist has been applauding you too, because she said the marching. He's like, it's really been helping you. I'm like, because I'm applying it to all aspects of my life too. So, I think a lot of people just think it's you're just in there fighting, but it's outside of the ring too. As well.
It's a mental game just as much as it's physical, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sorry to cut you off too, but you know, I tell the guys, like you said, if a client or a future boxer, right, if you come in here saying I want to learn how to fight, I'm like, that it's not gonna work because learning how to fight is not learning how to box.
Absolutely.
Right? Learning how to fight is when you're just like box. You know what I mean? So you're playing box. To me, fighting is checkers. You're just throwing punches, right?
Fair.
Right? Boxing is a chess game, and everyone knows that because when you throw a jab, you're not throwing a jab just to hit him. You're throwing a jab to see how they react to get to that second, third punch.
Right.
And to me, that's the difference between fighting.
You're thinking ahead a lot more.
And then boxing, yes.
I
had a couple of guys that does that, like, you know, hey, when can we spar? or when can we do this, do that? When can I learn how to fight? I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, man. Like if your attitude just to come in, the ego's too high. I can't do that. You gotta learn how to just relax and just learn how to learn, pretty much.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, how did you get to the point where you knew like the art of boxing, and how did you get to the point where you knew that you could teach it to someone else?
Oh, just a lot of film studies. Okay. I volunteered with a couple of gyms as well. Shout out to our car boxing gym in Seattle. Coach Garcia. Thank you for that. Yeah, you know, because over there they have amateur fighters and whatnot. And you know, obviously they also have clients and you know different clients and stuff like that. And yeah, when I volunteered, I just learned that, you know, just because when you start seeing things, right? Because like I said earlier, you don't watch guys that are just punching. You watch their next move. Because sometimes when you go this way and you go this way, you're not gonna come back this way. But you'll see that once you start watching a lot of the films, a lot of guys sparring and whatnot, because your body movement is already here. So here being your when you throw a jab and a cross, you're not gonna throw another cross. It won't be a jab, cross, because your body momentum is already on that front hook. So you know what I mean. So me seeing that and teaching that and applying it, and them applying it through sparring, and I'm like, all right, shoot. That's what we want, and that's what he did. Like it took a while. I'm not gonna lie, it took a while.
Yeah,
you know,
I still think I'm still working too. I didn't even cut you off. I still think that it's so. It's a challenge. I'm not gonna say hard. It's just a challenge when you're in front of somebody who is throwing punches at you to stay calm and yet still execute on what you've been learning during training. I had so much going through my mind, and right now I feel that I'm at a point where I'm getting more comfortable.
Yes.
And I think where the number one thing is totally that I keep telling myself before is like, when I played football, I liked hitting. I didn't necessarily go in to play football, be like, oh, I'm never going to get hit. But in boxing, I was like, oh, I'm trying not to get hit. Yeah. But at the same time, it's boxing. You're going to get hit. Once I said that I'm going to get hit, that's when I started being a lot more comfortable. Because before, people used to come in on me, and my knees start shaking and buckling, and he can see it too.
I can see that.
He's
the
like,
way he reacts
he's
is
like,
different.
yo, you moving different, yo. What's up with you, son? You moving different. He's like, yo.
And I tell him, relax. I always tell the guys, you know, relax, because if you're not relaxed, you're not thinking right. If you're not thinking right, obviously you're not relaxed, and then everything else you're just on danger mode. You're just trying to figure out how to get out.
Right.
We're just throwing punches.
Off.
Exactly. So you know, and right now, I mean, it took a while. I'm not gonna lie, it took a while, but once you found it, you start seeing his movements and stuff. Yeah. And you can also see from, you know, the guy's, you know, face expression, right? Once you see it, you know, he's a lot more calm now with his face expression, and that's all, you know. A lot of, you know, reps, man. A lot of hours, a lot of rounds. Yesterday he sparred 3 different guys, and I had him stay there for 8 rounds. Wow. And I was actually surprised. I was like, "Damn, you did 8 rounds." That's why every time I look at him, I'm like, "Oh, you did 8 rounds."
Can we
talk about that? Because at some point you couldn't go 8 rounds.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was mad before. I used to like hit the mints for like 1 minute. I'd be gassed out. You know what I'm saying?
But take us through that mental though. Of how you broke free of that. Because
how I broke free about it is that just
how to break free of those mental blocks sometimes.
Man, just running through them, man, to be honest, and just coming in with the state of mind that I'm going to try to do something different, you know, just removing myself out of the way and just listening to him and just watching film and just listening to the other coaches that are out in the Instagram community. I know there's another Filipino coach, shout out to him, he's up there in Vancouver. I'm not sure about his name, but I think it's like Quintet Boxing, so I look at his stuff, I look at the Mad Scientist Boxing, and, just all different type of stuff. Mark. And it's like, look, if you come in there, first of all, you need to be in shape. So I had to up my cardio game, up the conditioning outside of here. So that was first and foremost. So looking at different workouts, different hill sprints, different boxing things that I can do on the bags to kind of burn myself out to make sure that my form is good and then I'm good. And then as that kept elevating, I was able to get to a point where, you know, I'm able to stay a lot more calm and just knowing that I'm going to get hit. It is what it is. Just staying calm and just let it just be easy. Just let it come to me. Don't be too hyped. Just let it come to you. And I can apply that in life too because I know myself. When I try to do some things, maybe I'm trying to do too much. Maybe I just need to just be easy, relax and chill. Let go with the flow and let it come to you. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time too, when you're up against another opponent. First is getting over the fact that somebody else is trying to hit you and what you need to do to defend yourself, right? But at the same time, too, now it's getting to the point that I know what I need to do now, execute on it, and I can't be the person that is playing another person's game. Stick to the script, stay in your lane. Because if I have my own style and I'm fighting my own style, and then he's being aggressive or doing something to me, and then I'm getting out of my lane, getting out of my style, and I'm finding else on somebody else's plan, I'm gonna get tired faster too because I'm not used to that. That's not my normal cadence.
You feed right into the trap.
Right into the trap. So I think that was a little bit again too.
Yeah, and what helps too is a lot. His breathing got so much better, and he, like I said, his calmness got so much better. He doesn't rush things. When he feel like he's stuck in certain movements, I tell him he just clinch. And I tell the guys, right? I tell Will, if you feel like as long as you listen to your coach, because I see outside perspective, right? And you obviously you see what's going on inside. As long as they listen, as long as Will listen, and just stay calm, everything will work out fine. Because at the end of the day, man, like, obviously, we want to make sure we come out good, right? Like, mentally and physically, just knowing that I did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And see what else is out after that. And for Will, he's wanting, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, everyone that we train here, clients, fighters, man, he's different now. I was like, I know.
But I see the grind that you put in, because even when we in the lair doing a podcast, you take your little minutes shadow box and doing it, so you actually applying it in and out, and during the times of like downtime, you still getting the practice in, so you come back with that extra grit, that extra mantra on, like, I'm putting in the work outside of here, so it's like you thinking about it at all times and keeping it.
I do, and I know I probably drive my wife crazy. Shout out to her too, but at the same time, she's like, yo, you looking funny. I was like, I don't care, because these people who say I'm looking weird or funny are not going to be around if I get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? There's no knockout. But at the same time, I put myself in the ring. There's always a possibility.
You can still get knocked down. That's why.
There's always a possibility.
You in there.
Hey, he's still a 12-ounce gloves.
Yeah. And this is breaking news. Marku, we're going to put the sound in here. Breaking news. So, my original appointment has backed out. So now I have to figure out who is going to be the next opponent. Yeah. I have two different options. I have one person who's 300 pounds, no amateur experience, and I think in his 30s. Or I have the opportunity to fight somebody who has amateur experience that's 18. Amateur fights,
who's 18.
And weighs 185 pounds.
Yeah.
Right now, I've been doing a lot of polling. I'm leaning more towards the 300 pounder, just because I think
he's nice too.
Yeah, I'm sure he's nice too. But I think that not having two amateur fights, it wouldn't be a good matchup for the first fight. You know what I'm saying? My first boxing match, I'm trying to do something to give me confidence. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm scared of him, because clearly I just scared somebody else away. I don't even know this person. I'm pray for him. I hope he ain't hurt. Whatever it is.
They ain't trying to come fly with you.
Eyes, you signed up. But in my eyes as a man, you signed up for a commitment. You didn't honor your commitment. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pray for him, hope all the best for him. And that was one thing. Like, I've been talking a lot of noise in the gym. Is like, yo, he quit. I don't even care, because I was already fighting myself at the end of the day. Absolutely. I wasn't fighting another person.
Yep.
Man in the mirror.
That's true. At the end of the day, it's you versus you.
Yeah. Can we stay there for a second? Because we've been talking a lot about. I've just been listening, man. Like, just. Because preparation is what I'm hearing is what allows you to get to that level of confidence quicker than just coming in, like you said, fighting versus boxing, right? And it's a different mindset. And so, just let's go back to when you guys started and the mindset from then. Like, can you talk about just what you've seen as a coach, like his mindset?
Yeah. So when we started in October, the mindset. He wants it. Because like I said, first time I asked him, what's your end goal? My end goal is to get in that ring. All right, cool. Like I said, give me 100, I'll give you 1,000. So when we started training, even the first day, you can already tell that he wasn't. Even though he was tired, he knew how to control that. Yeah. Some people was like, You know what I mean? And that's when you see him burning out. But even though he was burning out, he'll take a deep breath and keep going.
Trying to get the air.
You know, that first day.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a while, you know, for it took a while for those jabs to go in.
Hey, the jab is
that
the key.
cross, the hips. It took a while for those hips.
Mm-hmm.
You know, him turning those hips. You know, loosen up on the shoulder. What else? Chin down. Like all of those stuff, but once he started getting more comfortable, because obviously I never met him before.
Right.
We met here.
Right.
So when us being comfortable with each other, the trust started building in. Right?
Absolutely. Right.
And the key thing of that too, from coach to a fighter, is that trust.
Yeah.
So once he gave the 100% trust with me and me with him, everything just started changing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's when I said, all right, cool, man. Let's do a little bit more training. You know, do a little bit more of the mid work 1-on-1. Then we'll just start sparring.
Yep.
So you know, it took a while, probably not even 2-3 months, right?
Yeah.
You know, and we start with this basic movements: step forward, step back, pivot in, pivot out. You know, roll,
I still
slip,
get that wrong sometimes.
and all of that stuff, and just being comfortable. Because the main thing in boxing is the basic fundamentals, right? You can't just say, all right, I boxed before, and I'd be like, okay, cool, man, just jump in and see what you got. And you started going crazy. You know what I mean? And then that's gonna be my fault too, as well as a coach, for letting myself do that to him. You know, and with him, with all that hard work and preparation, you know, confidence building in, you know, it started with sparring. And when we started sparring, that's when I started seeing it. And when I started seeing it, I was like, cool, there's a little bit more work in there as far as the confidence, because like you said, when he used to block punches, he doesn't really roll with the punches. He kind of just leave, you know, like what do you call it? Like push off, I guess. Like push off.
I was like putting two hands up.
Yeah.
Like,
and you don't want to do that, because once you do that,
throw you off balance.
Off balance, and your leverage is not there, so you can just push down, right? So I tell him, you always want to lock in right here, or if you want to do the Philly, you just want to kind of move with it, right? And you know, when he started, you know, learning that and then doing that a lot, that's when I was like, cool, man, you getting ready. Yeah. You know, just little baby steps.
Absolutely.
I don't want to just be like, all right, cool, man, do this footwork. All right, do this punches, do this, do that. No, let's focus on the movements first. You know, we start with the footwork and whatnot. You know, a lot of footwork drills, and then we'll go to the punches, and then, you know, obviously everything else with the hip, the shoulder, you know, the chin down, and you know, extending the punches and whatnot. It all applies, you know, with those drills.
Absolutely.
And then so once he started getting comfortable, I'm like, all right, cool, man, we got some.
And also, I would say what you got a question in a second,
I got a question,
but I would say what also helped was the vibe of the gym.
Oh,
the
dude.
people that come here are A1. It feels like family. Nobody really has
egos.
an ego.
Yeah.
No
It's
egos.
always a good vibe.
Yep.
Like, the gym helps, because at first I was like, well, I'm a little shy. I'm gonna do the 1-on-1. He's like, yeah, eventually you're gonna be doing the group class.
Oh yeah.
Then I started coming to the group class.
I totally forgot about that.
And so it just kept,
He's like,
building on that. You know, even from the standpoint before, I was coming like close to on time, wrapping up, starting my workouts late. Like now I'm showing up a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to translate that to other areas in my life too.
Yes,
Like
yes.
so it just
those
builds
habits,
those.
those
and the thing,
habits.
Yep. And the thing too is, you know, I got a couple, you know, guys. I don't want to say names, right? Just, you know, let's just keep that there. But I got guys, you know, guys that spar professional fighters, amateur fighters. I got guys that are amateur fighters that comes here and get a couple of rounds with him and a couple of the guys just to kind of prepare them mentally and physically. Because the thing is, you can spar anybody at the gym here, but for you to progress and for you to get better, obviously, is to have someone at a different gym to come and work with you, right? And that's just anything, not in boxing, just in life, right? Yeah. So, you know, I got a couple of the guys that came and trained with, or I guess, you know, spar with him, and he held his own. He held his own really, really well. You know, there's certain things you see that he needs to work on, but then again, you gotta understand this is his first fight, and those guys been going at it with different, you know, like pro fights, you know, amateur fighters. So you have to give this guy right here, Will, a lot of credit for even saying, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell the guys, man, I tell Will, you know, it's okay to be nervous. Right, it's okay, because for me, nervous is being cautious. All right, you know, you don't want to you don't want to go in sparring or even fight thinking, you know, your ego is just right here. Because once your ego is thinking for you, you're just gonna go into fighting, not even boxing.
Yep.
all that foundation.
The foundation just goes away, man.
Yeah.
You know,
fundamentals. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, back to your question, P-Dub.
Yeah, and I was just saying, is the fight going to still be the same date or same time?
Same bat time, same bat channel. I can't believe it's going to be a pay-per-view link where it's going to be streamed and people going to be paying.
Actually, there's going to be a link. Yeah, there's going to be there's a link you can watch live.
I think about it. I visualize it. I'm trying to visualize about what I'm going to do. My heart just starts beating fast because I get a little bit anxious and nervous. So I've been trying to visualize.
Oh yeah, that's I know when you start talking.
So to make sure that I'm on the right level and everything, but it'll be the same date, same time, June 4th. Not sure, 100% sure about the time, but it's gonna be there. And whoever, I don't care who I face. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm facing myself.
I was about to say that. Let's put it up to that, man.
Cheers.
And that's what it's about. And man, just so appreciative, man, for you allowing us to come in here.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
It's important because what I'm hearing, I'm just listening, is the preparation, the foundation allows you to be more comfortable as you get your reps in.
Yeah,
right? Because this, like you said, this is your first fight. You know what I'm saying? When we first started the cast, we was fugazi with it. We didn't know, left from right channel. Right now, we're able to come in here, you know what I'm saying, talk to you about
and be comfortable about it too.
About it. Something go wrong. We're not like overly, being anxious about it. We're like, okay, let's settle down, let's adjust. And so I just want to talk about adjustments. Like, what adjustments have you seen made in your life? And this is for both of you guys that have come from fighting, right? Or come from, boxing, because fighting is different. We've talked about that. Thank you for explaining that to our listeners, because people think boxing is just fighting, but it's a lot more mental, physical prep work, internal work.
Yep, exactly.
Has to get done, because once you get in that ring, it's really just mano a mano.
Those reps,
or woman or a woman or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Whoever's fighting, person, right? So they coming in with their baggage, they coming in with their idiosyncrasies. You know what I'm saying? You coming in with yours. Like, can we talk about just that, like how important it is to just, like you said, visualize and prep? Because just as a coach myself, that's what I try to get my clients to do. Just visualize themselves in these situations so that anxiety goes down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for me, honestly, it's mainly just, like you said, preparation, a lot of reps, man. For me, coaching, teaching, training all these guys helped me a lot with my mental health.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that at first, and then I started one time. I had a session, and I'm like, dude, it's like, where's everyone at? It just feels like I'm at home, like just chilling, like, because you're so used to the feedback on how they did and what you're teaching the clients, right, or the fighters and whatnot. So for me, I mean, just my mental health helps a lot through boxing, a lot. Like I said earlier, the want from these guys, helps me just want it more for them. Right? Because I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna have him go in that ring if I know he's not ready. But for Will to be ready, I have to be ready.
Fair.
And I like how you said that, because that talks about that engagement piece of being dedicated to the craft.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, the boxing. So and I can tell by the involvement that you have that his doing right is all appointed to like your teaching and your coaching, and then y'all kind of work together.
I think
you put in the teaching and the craft, and then he has to understand it and then relate that to what he's doing on the ring. So I can see the transition from what you're teaching and what you're coaching to him and actually performing. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope kind of experience to understand like where it comes from.
It's definitely a partnership, and I know when I'm doing things right when I start seeing him dancing and clapping.
Oh my God!
I start seeing this. I'm out here thinking, last week I'm doing good.
Oh my gosh, what he did so good too. Like just in general, but last week when I see him just open up a little bit more, as far as just being comfortable, I give him that look like,
you're bad. You're bad.
Oh, and I'm like, hey,
stay at that bad.
And then he noticed it too. He noticed it like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah.
That boy out there, gritty out there. You know what I'm saying?
Bad. I'd say it's been a lot. Boxing has really been good for me because it helps me for my mental health for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because
for sure, man.
Especially as a black man in this world, you get these different images about what you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to live up to. Yeah. I feel like I'm fighting that every day. So boxing helps me get those frustrations out. I feel like it helps me just push myself to figure out what I have inside of me. I even wrote down in my journal about what I'm fighting for, and it's not even for myself. It's for my grandma, it's for my grandparents, it's for my ancestors.
Yes, sir.
It's for everything. So it's been really good for me. It's been really healthy for me, and I think that it's helping me just push through my own personal barriers and trying to figure out how do I get the best out of myself on a day in and day out basis, because it can be hard, it can be a struggle, and I fight through that every single day. So I thank God for it. I think God put Alvin in my life for a reason. I think God, even when I was young, like I was watching boxing all the time and stuff. There's a lot of things that has been happening to me that He's been ordering my steps. So I'm just trusting the process and just really just trying to be the person that He wants me to become. And right now, I think He wants me to become a person who boxes, a person who is always talking about Him, a person who is having Him just leading his life. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm taking out of it at the end of the day. I think it's just making me become a overall stronger individual.
Absolutely, man. And we see it. And we see it, man. Because honestly, like this stuff, I mean, the reason we do this is not for us as selfish reasons, right? Like we get a chance to talk about these things here and bring in Alvin, man, and just opening up your home to us, opening up your garage to us. You know what I'm saying? It's visceral. You know what I'm saying? It's very personal, and it is like a family.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
And I think that's what makes it so special, and that's why it does hit home a little different.
It does,
because this is not common, unfortunately.
Yes.
Where we can, as brothers, as men, sit together and have these discussions about life, about what's really important, because it's really the metaphor for life, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You get the ring. I mean, it really is you versus your internal thoughts. Versus, you know what I'm saying, what you've been taught before, what you're learning now. So all these things are going on in your mind, and you're trying to box, right? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to be that, you know what I'm saying, your own coach, if you will, your own internal coach. Because once we get to the gig or the job or whatever you're trying to do,
business, whatever
it is, you are the one that are showing up. You are the one that gets in that ring, rain, sleet, or snow. You are the one, whether somebody backs out or not, you're still committed to what you said you're going to do. And that's a differentiator, and that's why it's so visceral. I believe you can feel the difference when you step into this place, man.
You guys got to show up.
Home, man.
Show up next time when he's training. Just watch.
Oh yeah.
You see the vibe. It's different. Everyone having fun. We working. Obviously, we working. We putting in that work for sure. Yeah. But still have that family vibe. People push each other. There's no ego. I mean, like I said last time, if there's ego, man, you gotta step out. Throw that ego away. If you're coming back with an ego, you go home. I'll see you tomorrow.
And it's so crazy because even though you spar somebody, even that person is hitting you in the face, the love that we show each other when they do, it's just good, man. Just another person that just helping you get to that next level. Because nobody's coming in here trying to hurt you.
Yes, of course.
They're doing the same. Yeah, they're training the same way that you are. You know what I'm saying? To understand, and when you got that family environment and you got that tight knit group of folks that you're training with and that you battling, going to war with, blood, sweat, tears here on the and then listening to coach, telling you how to use your peak performance. You know what I'm saying? It's that dedication that what pays off, and that they're wanting it as much as you want it, and then y'all want it together as as a community.
Yeah. For the record, though, Will wanted more.
No doubt.
There's definitely a hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? I got my heavenly father. You know what I'm saying? I got my earthly father. My dad. I listen to him when I'm at home. I got my manager. When I'm at work, I listen to him. When I'm in this gym, I listen to him. I trust him outside of this gym too. But when I'm here, he's my boss. He tells me what I need to do. He tells me what I need to work on. Tells me what's coming up. So I'm putting full 100% trust in him.
And Will is a great listener too.
Yeah.
And you need that.
And you gotta
have as a coach.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
you need your fighters, clients to make sure that that they know how to listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to listen, then what's the point of training somebody?
And then that also speaks to what you're teaching, because if you don't know what you're teaching, then you ain't gonna get the person.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Uncoachable.
Right.
But then when you got that synergy between coach and then student, or a person that's learning, client,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got that different type of bond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you see that. You see my teaching through him.
Yeah. And then you
from
see
his performance, right?
You can see it.
Exactly. And I see it I see it, but as long as he sees it,
yes,
is the main thing. Is as long as Will sees, how he's performing, is all that counts. Because anybody can, like for me, I can teach anybody, but it's what you bring back, right? Mentally, physically. I mean, for me, physically, you can. you can physically fix anybody. But mentally, you don't know. You can say some, but then at the end of the day, like you're still thinking about something else. Because I don't know, but I don't know that. Right. But if you're physically training and I see your wrongs, I can fix it. But mentally, I can't see your wrongs. Right, what you tell me is what I have to believe.
Absolutely, that's that honesty piece between coach, coachee, client, and that's the part that's so tough because you have to commit. Right, you know whether you feeling good or not. You know what I'm saying? Like even through this Rona, right? Like you had to get up and say, "I'm going to commit to doing what I say I'm going to do." And when we talk about script, sticking to the script, like, but it's also internal script too, because some of that internal script can be false.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not good enough to fight. My dad or my mom said, you get in the ring, you're gonna hurt yourself. They ain't never been in a fight like that before. They have different fights, I'm sure. Different, physical fights, right? Different worldly fights, but nobody knows what it's like to be in your shoes. And that's where,
by yourself.
But you still need that. Everybody needs that accountability, that coaching. Right. But also knowing when to step out of the script that's been narrated that's not serving you, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That all that's mental too. Unlearning some of those things like those bad habits that you can learn from fighting, versus boxing.
Right.
So that's I'm just curious about. I know you got to get out of here. The habits that you take that you've seen or that you take your clients through. Like how do you help them shape better habits because they come in with bad habits.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of reps, right? When Will started, no hip turn, so we no extension on the movements. So sometimes I have to, what do I use? I use a dumbbell, right? Like a 2-pound dumbbell. And those dumbbells actually help you extend those punches. So when you extend those punches, your whole hip will turn.
Gotcha.
Right? Because there's a weighted object in front of you that helps you kind of not push, but just to turn, right? And then for your hand being up, I believe at the beginning I told because his hands is always like this. So I told him or his right hand. I'm sorry. So what he does is I'll have him grab his head and just throw punches, so you'll get used to your hand being up here, right? Gotcha. And for as far as for like chin, because when you fight, you don't want your chin up. Once your chin up, it's right here. That's open. So you want your chin down, right? So once you have your chin down, what we use is a tennis ball. Put on your chin. You can't drop it, so now it's automatic.
Nice.
See, so everything is just right there. Even for his What is this one? The bands, the resistant bands for his ankles or even on his knees. He'll just put that on to keep his legs not being too wide. Because he tends to have wide, he tends to have his legs being wide. So that actually helps you from keeping your boxing stance intact versus you just being too wide. Because you guys know what happens when your legs too wide. You can be off balance, right? So those little things, just a lot of reps, man. A lot of reps on the movements. And a lot of rounds, man.
Yeah, and I would say
a lot of rounds.
I really try to focus on the fundamentals, especially when I'm tired, because when you're tired.
Oh, and the breathing too. The breathing.
When you're tired and you need to start working on breathing. That's all going to show up when you start sparring too. Because if I'm tired and then I have my wide stance and I'm really cocking back and I'm not keeping my hands close and keeping my punches tight, that's going to show up when I spar too.
And he's going to be too loose. You know what I mean? Because I'll give you an example of what he does. So the thing is, Will, when he spar certain people too, they're a lot shorter, about like my height. So what happens is if you go too wide, what happens? Now you're the same height as me. So now you're in my space now. Right. So I always tell him keep it tighter. Heel toes, elbows in, chin down, and everything just turning. Because in the beginning he'll just do this. See this?
Yeah.
Look, watch this. I want to turn my hips. See how far I went?
You got the extra.
Exactly. So those little fundamental things
spacing
that we had to do. It took a while, but it worked.
Yeah, let the record show this man is demonstrating in Yeezy slides.
Oh.
Shout out to Chicago in the building, too, CG in the base.
I totally forgot about it. My bad.
I got the yays on too, man. I'm rocking with the shots up. Come on, man. You already know. Got to support. Got to represent.
For the record, I just have on shoes.
Hey,
It's not Nike shoes.
It's all good.
Right. No.
What you got, Will? I know. What is it?
Hey,
Hey, come on. Hey, those are comfortable.
Hey, comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable.
I know we about to ride out, but before we do close out, just want to understand, as being a boxing fan and understanding the sport of boxing, who do you like to watch right now in terms of, like, I know the history of boxing over the time, it continues to change, but like, who do you like to watch right now as opposed to what used to be like your favorites that got you more into, like?
All right, so growing up, I'm pretty sure this is everyone's favorite too. Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Iron.
just the fact that he was, he was the shortest one, right? And just that want that he has, man. And the aggressiveness that he want. But as far as that, Mike Tyson. But fundamental, right now, I like Shakur Stevenson, man.
You like Shakur Stevenson?
With the southpaw, Shakur Stevenson's nice. Roy Jones is nice too.
Y'all must have forgot. I got a little of that style too, so I'm watching him too. I like Roy Jones
he's
too.
nice.
Pico in the house.
And David Benavidez Jr. That guy is good. They're actually from here. They're from here. He actually fights today.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Shout out to David Benavidez.
Yeah, shout out to Benavidez, man.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Hey, shout out to Coach Chris too. Let's go.
There's brothers right there. Which one is David?
David's the youngest one.
And then there's
Jose Jr. Yeah. So those are. Right now those are my guys. I a lot of film study. I love watching Joe Louis. Just that fundamental that he has. Who else do I like watching?
Manny Pacquiao.
I do love Manny.
You gotta love Manny.
I
put you on the spot. Hey, he got his glove.
I do love Manny Pacquiao.
Nice.
I do love Manny Pacquiao, but honestly, as far as just fundamental, just the science of it. You can't go wrong with Mayweather also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's there's certain levels. Manny Pacquiao is one of my favorite as well. But as far as me, who I love studying are the one that has the most fundamentals.
Fair.
Right? Because it starts from fundamentals.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer this question as well too. Who I like? I like the Benavidez crew. Shout out to them. They're definitely right down the street. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do what he's doing tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say round 6.
And he got a whole lineup of hitters too. He got Rayo. They got Nato. They got a lot of guys. So for sure, shout out to them being local. I like Earl Spence a lot because he's just got that heart, man. I don't know. This man almost crashed his Ferrari, almost died, came back.
He flew out of it too,
bruh. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I like him as well too. I would say heavyweight wise, I would have to say Tyson Fury. The way that he putting on the show is great. He's definitely solid.
Yeah.
So those are just some of the fighters, but like
Usyk too. Usyk is nice too.
You
man.
Any good fighter, I just like I watch it with a different perspective.
Yes.
Because even like the Charlo fight that was last week, I was like, man. When you see the knockout, I was like, it was a cold knockout. But what was so cold about it is that the way he threw the second shot, just to touch the person's glove to open up the third shot to knock him out. And I'm like, dang, how you do that?
Exactly. It's a chess game.
Yeah.
Right? It's a chess game. Yeah. And the thing about that is, a lot of the film study, what I do is I don't just watch certain fighters to just watch everything. I watch certain movements that they do. So let's say with the fundamentals, let's say Mayweather Jr., right, or Shakur Stevenson, right, or like even Wilder for those power punches, Mike Tyson's power punches. Like you watch those little things, and then you can try to implement those movements and take those little pieces, and then implement that to your guys. Because the thing is, I can't tell you, hey, watch this guy and beat that guy. No. You know what I mean? Okay, look at that jab. See how he moves this way. You see how he moves that way. Cool, man. We'll try to perfect that. But that's how
ready to rumble.
Roy
Jones Jr. swing.
The number one
Nintendo
thing
64? No.
that I tried to
real.
really get to was the jab. Like,
Oh my gosh, he's jabbed.
Like that's
Everybody,
the,
his jabs is nice.
That's the number one punch that I tried to
Took a while,
perfect.
but it's nice.
Because like that's everything starts with there.
Remember Hector? What Hector said
He's
yesterday?
like, oh, you jab.
What Hector said yesterday?
He's like,
Man, that jab looking nice.
I was like, bro, like I really work at that because that's where it all starts.
It's the setup.
It's the
Setup for the
setup.
next chess move.
Now
Yes.
it's like, all right, can I feint and then throw it and
Yes.
then move and angle? So
Yeah.
all that stuff comes into play.
Jabs to me, it's like a point guard in the NBA, man.
Yeah, he plays basketball
It's a
too. I ain't gonna lie.
facilitate those points
He
that
plays
bang.
basketball too. Coach Alvin
Yes,
does be
assist.
hooping.
He hoop you up too.
He's an athlete, man. He's an athlete, bro.
He be out there splashing. I get mad too. He be splashing, and then I'm like, man, I gotta play defense. It's like, yo, he needs zero space, and it's man.
going
I
on?
be wearing slippers sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I was born and raised in the Philippines.
He be out there,
I got
he be out there
slippers.
doing his thing for sure.
I mean, I do a little bit, not too crazy, you know. Because I don't want to make him feel bad, but anyway.
Hey, for real. You can't do that.
Well, speaking of a little bit, we know you got to pick up, the special one.
Yes, my
later.
daughter,
So we
yes,
wanna be
yes.
special, we want to be cognizant of time.
Oh,
We
Yeah.
can keep going.
And shout out to your fam too.
I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, shout out to your fam. Shout out to Anika. Shout out to your daughter, your
Yes,
son,
thank
everybody who's even
And they're
in
all
the
active
process,
too in sports too.
You know what I'm saying? Who just are able to say that, okay, my father is coaching, my husband is coaching right now. You know what I'm saying? To give us that space to help grow. So I really
my
appreciate
gosh.
them at the same time too.
Oh,
Because
and
without
yeah.
that. It will make everything a lot more stressful.
Yep.
So I really appreciate them a lot too.
For real.
That's why
No,
every
yeah.
time she comes in, I'll be like, "Hey, how you
Man,
doing?
my
How
God,
you?"
yes.
Because
Yeah.
if she shut it down, it's shut down. You feel me?
And thank you for my lady, man, Anika, man, 6.5, almost 7 years in September 19th.
Yeah.
Shout it out.
But yeah, I mean, the support that she gives me, she actually just finished nursing too, so she's a registered nurse now.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congrats.
August, right? Yeah, August.
Thank
And she's been supporting. I mean, every time I tell her certain things that I teach, and guys, replying to me saying that I learned this and that, and her giving that smile and saying great job. That's all I want. That's all I
That's what
need.
you work for,
That's
man.
all I need.
And that's-
and I just want to
She's
say,
coming in
thank
here
you.
recording and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Opening
yo,
up
she
the
really,
house,
hey,
you know what I'm
she
saying?
for
Appreciate
sure.
it.
And she's like, all right, like, yo, she.
You see, Will.
I love the fact how supportive she is because
She
she
is,
sees
man.
your
Thank
passion in it,
Oh
and
my
she
gosh.
supports you, and that gives you an extra boost and an extra fuel to the
Yes.
fire as well.
Oh,
I think
man.
we can all speak to it, but it's always great to have a real one with you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
Yeah.
We're gonna, hey,
Yeah.
cheers.
Yeah.
Grab a glass of the real ones.
Yeah,
man.
we might
Real
not end
ones.
on that.
Hey, the
That's
real
real
ones.
talk, man. But
We
you've been in the
appreciate
building. I appreciate you letting us come by the space, man.
Thank you for having me.
Guys
Yes.
Mount High.
You guys
Shout
are
out to
always
Coach
welcome.
Al.
Yeah. Before we leave, you want to just let people know
Yeah.
your information.
Plug Thug one more time.
Yeah,
Plug
so
it.
check me out on Instagram. It's garage @garage_boxing_gem GEM.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, check us out. Any questions, just DM me, and just go from there.
Yeah, and you don't even have to be somebody who wants to get in the ring. If
Nope.
you want to get into shape, if
Yep.
you just want to join a group class, he's up there. He's just
your mind right.
hit
Yes.
your man's up, and he'll holler back at you.
And if you want to see Will spar, hit us up.
Yeah, June 4th.
June 4th, we gonna be in attendance.
Yeah, we gonna be there.
Two Shot Guys of Mount High, 2CGMH. He rocking with your boy P-Wil, Mr. Feel Good.
It's your boy Al-Diga, the architect.
It's your boy WB. Come fly with me, but you can't fly for free. Or you just have to see me in that ring.
Coach Alvin, Genio, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
y'all.
everybody. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Amazing. That was nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.